An emotional story about small town in Africa. The Helping Hands of Wurr. The Children's of Wurr. Melka Wurr, a small town in Ethiopia. Melka Wurr is one of the town in Amibara, a woreda in Afar region. It was the year 2020, and the world was in the grip of a pandemic. The coronavirus had spread across the globe, and countries were shutting down to prevent its further spread. Ethiopia was no exception, and many towns were locked down to stop the virus from spreading. He was resilient in this tough times. She looks tired and weak, and her face is etched with worry. In Wurr town, the elderly and the weak were struggling to survive. They had no food to eat and were going to bed hungry every night because of the coronavirus lockdown. Most of these people had no sustainable income, and they had no one to help them through these difficult times. The Wurr children adore their hometowns and don't like to hear about their residents' suffering. He is on the phone, and his face is filled with concern. That the news of their suffering had reached some of the sons of the town who lived in Ethiopia in various regions, and abroad in North America, Europe, Africa, Asia and Australia. They knew they had to do something to help. They are all discussing how they can help the people of Wurr. Some of the Wurr children said, "We need to raise funds for these people. They cannot be left to suffer like this." The other children said, "We can use social media to spread the word and ask for donations." The other son said, "I know some people who might be willing to help and form a group." They form a volunteers group called Wurr Dalo. Lit really means the children's of Wurr in the local Afaric languages. The donations poured in from the children's of Wurr from local Ethiopia and different part of the world. And with the grace of God, they were able to raise funds up to $10,000, 400,000 Ethiopian birr at that time exchange rate. It was a significant amount, and they knew they had to use it wisely. The volunteers distributing the food and other items to the people in Wurr. The people are lining up, and the volunteers was busy handing out the items. The volunteers worked tirelessly to distribute the food and other items to the people of Wurr. It was a heartwarming sight to see their smiles and their gratitude. She is smiling, and her eyes are filled with tears. "Thank you for helping us." That is the word heard from the people. "We were so stressed, and we didn't know how to survive. But you came to our help, and we are grateful." The son said, "We did not do anything extraordinary. We just helped our fellow human beings in need. And that is what makes us human." The other volunteer said, "We may not have solved all their problems, but we have given them hope and the strength to keep going." The people of Wurr will never forget the kindness of these volunteers Wurr Dalo. They may live in different parts of the world, but they all had one thing in common: a heart full of love and compassion. The Helping Hands of Wurr. I hope this story serves as motivation for people to help their communities in tough situations. The Helping Hands of Wurr, a story of love, compassion, and hope. Helping one person might not change the whole world, but it could change the world for one person. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Wurr Media for more.